Hi, I'm Ellen Frankel, Director of Donor Relations at Kidpower International. Thank you so much for continuing to support our work during this crazy time. I am excited to be doing this series of interviews of our senior leadership team so you can get to know everyone better. We are a collaborative organization, and everything that you see that we have done, from our materials, our resources, our videos, our workshops, our institute, everything is done through collaboration on an international level. And today I'm excited to introduce Marylaine Leger, our Director of Kidpower Montreal. Bonjour, Marylaine.
Bonjour, Hélène.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So let's start off having you tell us what led you to want to become part of Kidpower. What was your journey getting there?
Multiple roads. One of them is I'm a sex education counselor by training, and I'd done a lot of work with survivors of violence in different arenas and different areas, had worked with the impact of trauma in people's lives. And I'm a survivor myself, and I had seen the impact of having self-defense training being so valuable. And because personally, I wanted to do something that it could give people tools as early as possible in their lives, I was really interested in seeing how we could broaden the work that I was already doing with survivors, including self-defense work, to younger and younger people so that we could basically change the culture.
Yeah.
And that's how, through my partner Mark, we found Kidpower, because they were already serving kids. And when we discovered more and learned more about the Kidpower program and how their values were, it just aligned so well with my vision, my personal vision for myself, for my life, but also my professional goals and aspirations of being able to do something that would really make a difference in people's lives. And this felt like it was just such a right fit. And that was like more than 26 years ago. So I still feel like it's a great fit.
Right? I'm so glad. So, in addition to being the center director of Kidpower Montreal, you do a lot of other things with Kidpower. Can you tell us some of those things that you're currently working on?
Well, with Kidpower International, I wear the very broad hat of Special Projects Director, which allows me to do so many different things that I feel very passionate about. One of them is working with MJ from our North Carolina Center to do online school programs right now, so that schools who are either teaching in person in a hybrid module online are able to provide Kidpower skills to their students, but also agencies and other groups that are serving young people, all ages, from pre-K right up to high school. We are also working on very soon launching our online institute, our Kidpower Online Institute, working on as well on professional training so that people can get more comfortable with our different curriculums for different ages, like Starting Strong, for example, or Confident Kids, taking charge of your safety, for older students, independence and healthy relationships. So I do many different things. One of the things I do for Kidpower as well is support our centers in different locations and work on agreements and partnerships on how other agencies or groups can use our content in ways that help us get better known, but also make it mutually sustainable and supportive. And for example, in Pakistan, there's an editing or publishing company there that has asked us permission to publish some of our books in English for Pakistan schools, so that the teachers can teach their students safety skills. And they're doing it in English, and we did all the work of checking to see if we needed to adapt. And it's very nice, because the wonderful thing we realize is there's very little, I mean, sometimes a word here and there that we need to change for it to actually be culturally appropriate. So our work is actually quite well thought through and carefully written already for it to be culturally competent across borders in different ways. Let's see what else. I support our Spanish speaking centers and creating projects and collaborations for them to be able to work together, but also create resources for Spanish speaking audiences.
Hmm.
For example, the Spanish speaking center has produced this series of videos called Safety at Home. You would probably be better than I to say it in Spanish. Do you want to say it in Spanish?
Seguridad en casa.
There you go. So about skills and tools and strategies that families or adults can use to keep their kids safe when they're at home. And they're working currently on producing a series of videos for our 30 Skills Challenge handbook, but in video format in Spanish. So there's so many different resources. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's quite a few. A lot of them have to do with how we can basically further our reach as an organization internationally,
Hmm.
further our program development as well, so that we can better serve the communities and the audiences we're trying to reach as well.
Hmm.
And to how can we make our work better known while still keeping the Kidpower name with our work. But boiling it down, that's about what I do.
Yeah, it's a lot. You do a lot. I feel like you have your fingers in almost everything that I know of that Kid Power is currently doing, and it's impressive.
I'm forgetting a role which is basically support training. You know, I'm in the training team as well, so I do support the learning of new instructors and new centers. But it's so incremental in everything that I do. I oftentimes forget to say.
Yeah, well, you were one of the people who taught me how to teach Kid Power 10 years ago.
Time flies.
I remember it like it were yesterday. So you are also a mom. You have a teenage son. What has it been like for you to raise a child in Kid Power?
Absolutely incredible. I mean, for me if I look back at what I knew before Kid Power, and I'm also a stepmom of two children, and they entered my life almost at the same time as Kid Power, but I wasn't quite as skilled then as I was when I had our third child together. And so I can see a little bit of how the scope and breadth of having Kid Power skills and strategies as a parent and to be able to give that to my child is immensely reassuring, supportive. It feels like I know what I'm doing to a certain point, instead of saying, and having people to go to, or a resource that I can go to and dig deeper so that I can get more comfortable with uncomfortable topics, or get more language on how to say and what to say to my child depending on their age and where they are in their life.
Mm-hmm.
My 17-year-old now is, close on the cusp of independence, totally. And, the letting go process is just as challenging for a parent as it was to the hang on tight because they're small kind of.
Right?
But Kid Power has helped me in every stage of parenthood. I think that the journey would have been a lot more challenging without Kid Power in my life.
I completely relate. Marylaine, you are an incredible leader in the Kid Power organization. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for everything that you do and everything that you are. What a pleasure it is to get to work with you. And thank you for telling us a bit more about yourself and how you got to where you are.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's a joy to work with you too. I look forward to more, many
Yay.
years more.
Okay, bye.
Bye.